we bow before thee in humble obedience and dependence. We pray thee grant us the grace to respect each other on this day in all our consultations, that our deliberations today shall take place in the spirit of mutual trust, so that we as leaders shall lead our country on the path of peace and shall find solutions for issues and problems facing us. Grant us the mercy, O Lord, that we shall today also honor thy name in all we do, think, and say. Almighty God, we pray thee, bless our land and all its people. This all we pray in the name of Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. Let's affirm. I solemnly affirm that I will be faithful to the Republic of Namibia and its people, and I solemnly promise to uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of the Republic of Namibia to the best of my ability. Thank you. Welcome, honorable members. I have got this following announcement first. In terms of Section 9 of the Powers, Privileges and Immunities Act now of 1996, Act 17 of 1996, and in accordance with the standing rules of the National Assembly, in particular Rule 117, I wish to inform the Honorable House that the Committee of Privileges has elected Honorable Marlene Bakera as the Vice Chairperson of that Committee of Privileges. Therefore, the full constituted committee is chaired by the Speaker, deputized by Honorable Marlene Bakera, with Honorable Werner Ita, Honorable Honorable Pohamba Shifeta, Honorable Job Amupanda, and Honorable Lizazi. Those are the 5 members, together 6 with the Speaker. I fully, duly announce like that, and welcome and congratulations. Secondly, as yesterday alluded, Chief Whips, there is an invitation to continue with a half-day workshop for the honorable members, as I have alluded yesterday. The continuous enhancement of members' legislative knowledge and procedural competence is a fundamental effect to effective execution of Parliament's constitutional mandate. In this regard, honorable members, you are hereby informed that a half-day workshop for all honorable members have been scheduled for tomorrow, the 6th of March 2026, and Monday, the 9th of March 2026, on both days from 9 o'clock to 1 o'clock, to be held at the National Assembly 12 Nkurira Conference Hall, popularly known as C1. The workshop is facilitated by the Ministry of Justice in collaboration with the Directorate Legal Services of the National Assembly. The workshop will entirely focus on lawmaking process, stages of the bill, and the formulations of motions and questions. Honorable members, I encourage you to attend this session as we have agreed as a follow-up, which is intended not to lecture but to strengthen our legislative practice and promote effective participation in the proceedings of the House. I therefore wish to announce that and seek, as I've announced in the Chief Whips Forum, just a confirmation and notice of that. I say Friday and Monday from 9 to 1. Is it fine? Agreed to. Therefore, also, honorable members, in view of what transpired yesterday, I have ruled that the matter will be laid to the Privileges Committee. But having reviewed the Act itself, subclause 12, which reads, the Privileges Committee of Privileges shall, subject to the approval of the House, issue directives for providing such disclosure by members of their financial and business affairs as it may consider to be appropriate, the form and frequency in which the particulars contemplated in subgraph Roman I shall be furnished. Furthermore, the Committee of Privileges may, subject to Part 3, investigate, either on its own account or upon a complaint made by the House, any matter related to the conduct of any member within the precincts of Parliament and the alleged breach of any member to the relevant standing rules and orders. Now, upon reflection, it says the House, and I didn't want to be technical. All I'm saying is I'm presenting this matter to the House to see, I see concurrence to submit this matter, the House to submit this matter to privileges, unlike my ruling that says I will submit. Because it's not me, but the Act says the House. I therefore seek your concurrence. And this is not to say somebody is guilty. This is to say the House, in view of the conduct, Privilege Committee, this is your function, investigate and bring the report back to the House. Can we step off and say we are in agreement? Thank you very much. Agreed to. Petitions, I've got petitions here. I don't know, Honorable Lucato. No, Honorable.
Okay, thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Speaker. I just raised a point of privilege in that regard of the Privilege Committee. I think that committee, according to my understanding, that committee is one of the major committees and the responsibilities. So if the chief whips are not in that committee and the leaders, then I'm having a problem now. So I submit. Thank you so much.
That was more a comment. The decision stands that the House has referred that incident to the Privileged Committee. Thank you very much. Petitions. Before any other, I've got, on behalf of the House, I have received a petition. Honorable members, I present and lay upon the table, in terms of Rule 217 of the Standing Rules and Orders, a petition from the former members of the Southwest Africa Territorial Force, in short SWATF, and associated supporting units. Honorable members, we must stage, and I'm sure the conscience that we so demanded from us is watching, and the public tomorrow, the respect, if we are not given from the noble responsibility entrusted to us. I've always said it starts here, how we interact with each other, and it will flow over. The petition and petitioners are expressing a grievance for being excluded from the recognition and compensation under the Veterans Act. Therefore, honorable members, I lay upon this petition is going to be referred to the Standing Committee on Constitutional and Legal Affairs and Petition, established under the committee rules, to draw up guidelines setting out a manner in which the committee must deal with each petition and must use the guidelines as the basis for its decision in each case. I so move and lay upon the table on behalf of the petitioners. Thank you. Oh, I must maybe sign. Okay. Okay, any other petitions? Okay. Okay, thank you. Reports of Standing Committee and Select Committee. Other reports and papers. Notices of questions. Point of privilege. Honorable Mvula. Wilfried Mvula. Sorry.
All right.
Honorable Mvula.
Yes, good afternoon, Deputy Speaker, the rest of the members. Yesterday, actually I rise on a point of privilege because I need to refer to the rule 134, 4, sub-rule 4. Yesterday, I had actually asked for advice from...
134?
Yes.
Yeah.
I had asked for advice from yourself, Deputy Speaker, on what one can do or what steps could be taken when misleading response has been given by a member of the executive. And it awaited your ruling. But through a one-on-one termed bilateral session, it was established that there was a serious misunderstanding, of misinterpretation of what was being, of the context in which the question was put, the urgent question for that matter. So I am here now to urge Honorable Deputy Speaker to actually withdraw that from the records.
To withdraw what?
To withdraw the request for your ruling, because the matter has been rectified.
No, you see...
Is that procedural?
No. Okay, thank you.
Oh, okay.
Just
Thanks.
to elucidate, if I can recall, you asked an urgent question to the Minister of Mines. The Minister of Mines responded. The Minister of Mines responded. You wanted a follow-up question. And luckily, we went together to the rules. And the rules said, at the discretion of the presiding member, you can allow a follow-up question. And that discretion, you humbly, and I respect you for that, accepted. And that thing is to prohibit a dialogue. Because you ask a question, he responds, you further, and then he responds, and then we are there. So, and then in that spirit, that was my ruling. To say, I did not stop you. If there are fundamental errors or misinformation or disinformation, that is in you as the ambitious member to take it up. How? It's not prescribed. You can bring a motion, you can go offline, but what I also said, it seems when you also started, I met several times in whatever. So from that, I could conclude that you can even take it along those lines and continue. So my ruling was just to say the follow-up question, that discretion I exercise, if I recall. Okay. If there's something, we can deal it afterwards so that we don't... The Honorable Minister addressed, but the issue is it happened here. I give a response on a subject matter that you ask. Bobby, not dealing with the subject, unless I'm lost. And we are making a dialogue, my honorable member. We are making a dialogue. Okay. Thank you. Reports of standing in select committees. Questions? Oh, okay, sorry. Questions? Now I see Honorable Klute.
Honorable Speaker, I hereby give notice that on Thursday, 26 February 2026, I shall ask the Honorable Minister of International Relations and Trade. Vitol Group, headquartered in Rotterdam, Netherlands, is the world's largest independent energy trader with annual revenue of 331 billion. Through its subsidiaries and joint ventures, including Vigo Energy, majority owned, Engine 74% via Vitol Emerald Bitco, and Valedes Energy, 70% Vitol Energy South Africa. The Vitol Group now could or controls an estimated 75 to 95% of Namibia's downstream fuel market, according to the 2025 data from the Namibian Competition Commission. Vitol has paid approximately 249 million in documented fines, penalties, and disgorgement for bribing government officials across multiple jurisdictions, including Brazil, 45 million, the US, 230 million, and Iraq, 17.5 million. Vitol was banned from all new oil trading in Mexico in 2021 for corruption. The Dutch Public Prosecution Service confirmed in 2024 that it is actively investigating Vitol for alleged bribery in Kazakhstan. I therefore wish to ask the Honourable Minister, is the Minister aware that a single foreign entity, Vitol Group, now could or controls an estimated 75 to 90% of Namibia's downstream petroleum market through multiple subsidiaries operating under different brand names? 2. What is the Minister's assessment of the trade and economic sovereignty implications of allowing foreign companies to achieve near monopolistic control over our strategic commodity? Given Vitol's documented criminal history of bribing government officials in at least 5 countries, has the Ministry conducted any due diligence assessment of Vitol Group's operations in Namibia? And if not, why not? Has the Ministry received any diplomatic communication from the governments of the Netherlands, the US, Brazil, or any other jurisdiction regarding Vitol's operations in Namibia? Number 5, what steps is the Ministry taking to ensure that Namibia's trade relationship in the petroleum sector are not compromised by the documented corruption practices of multinational energy traders? 6 and last, will the Minister commit to supporting Namibia's membership of the Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative as recommended by the Harambee Prosperity Plan 2 and the 2022 African Peer Review Mechanism? I so submit.
Thank you. Please table the questions. It's a bit tense, I don't know now. But I wanted to say, Honorable Klute, maybe you must move back. Since you went back, you are too much fire with questions. Maybe you must come back here. Okay. Thank you. Oh, Honorable Kambala.
Thank you, Speaker. I hereby give notice that on the 11th of March 2026, I'll ask the Minister of Education the following. Honorable Deputy Speaker, in the Cobas region and rural Namibia, especially the township of Pretoria, the demand for schools and classrooms has grown significantly due to population expansion. However, instead of permanent infrastructure solutions, many learners continue to be placed in temporary tent classrooms. Even more concerning is that schools in Pretoria are often forced to accommodate far more learners than the intended capacity, leading to severe overcrowding and the continued use of tents as makeshift classrooms. At the same time, schools in the eastern suburbs of Windhoek, such as Windhoek High School, Delta, and so forth, appear to operate without similar pressure, tents, or the same level of overcrowding. This raises a fundamental concern. Why are some schools forced to stretch beyond capacity while others operate comfortably within theirs? The disparity raises questions about fairness in planning and whether the distribution of resources to all learners and infrastructure is being managed equitably. I would therefore like to ask the Honourable Minister of Education, Innovation, Youth, Sports, Arts and Culture the following. Why does the Ministry continue to rely on 10 classrooms as long-term solutions in Pretoria and other high-density areas despite the significant resources allocated to education since independence? Why are 10 classrooms predominantly placed in Pretoria and not in schools located east of Windhoek? Who makes the final decision regarding the placement of 10 classrooms? Is it the Minister, the Executive Director, or perhaps the Regional Director of Commerce? Somebody must be held accountable for this. What criteria are used to determine where these tents are deployed? Does the Ministry consider the prolonged use of 10 classrooms consistent with the constitutional right of every Namibian child to quality education? If not, what is being done to find a more permanent solution to this problem as we submit.
Please table the question. Honorable Thomas.
Thank you very much. Honorable Deputy Speaker, honorable members, good afternoon. Yes, on Tuesday, February 10, 2026, I shall ask the Minister of Work and Transport, Honorable March of Work and Transport, Honorable Veiko Nekundi, the following: that the 10 and 15-kilometer gravel road in Ondangwa rural constituency between Omaungati and Odiamande village was severely washed out. Can I repeat? My minute is going.
Yeah, yes.
The total population of 20 and 25,000 are now facing a major blow. Imagine the teachers who leave their cars and home, cars at home, and they pass through the water and the thick grass by foot to the school every morning, including sick people who are not getting easily to clinic, eventually to Oshakati Hospital or Ongwediva and Ondangwa Clinic. Because of this severe circumstances to the gravel road, which need urgent repair, car can no longer reach schools, and the people are afraid to expose themselves to the danger, snakes in the water. Many children stay home when rainfall so heavy. My question is, Honorable Minister, are you aware of the gravel road in that constituency? No. Can you confirm that this gravel road is no more there due to the good rainfall seasons? Why isn't this road adequately maintained and sealed from this natural climates? If no, what possible measure will your ministry take to help that community easily to daily movement activities? I shall submit.
Please. Please table. Bishop, sometimes use your title. Just pray for them. That's what the bishops do. Okay. Thank you. Honorable Lucato. No.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, members of the Parliament, and the leaders of various political parties, good day and thank you for the platform. Good day. Today, Thursday, 5 March 2026, I hereby give notice that on Thursday, 12 March 2026, I shall ask the Minister of Environment, Forest, Tourism, my relative sister, Honorable Indan and Delaney Daniel, the following questions. This is regarding whistle on the wildlife, animals, and the conservancies in Namibia. Honorable Minister, number one, can you state or wildlife animals that the government has sold to foreign nations and the beneficiaries list. Also state the countries to which wild animals have been sold to. Question number 2. Conservancies in Namibia are in communities. What type of wild animals are found in the communities? Can you also specify the constituency and the regions where the wild animals are found in the communities? Number 3, Honorable Deputy Speaker, Honorable, can you provide a list of those that bought wild animals local, specify their constituency, regions, and the type of wildlife animals that they have bought? Yes. Number 4, indicate the number of deaths caused by the dangerous wild animals in Namibia, specifying the constituency and the regions in which these deaths occurred since the establishment of the Conservancy. Number 5, which of the two are safer in Namibia to human beings? These are between conservancies or parks. The last one, number 6, can you difference between silence? Honorable Speaker, Honorable, can you
Okay, just table the question. Just table the question, Honorable Member. No, just table the question. Yeah. Honorable Likando.
Thank you, Honorable Deputy Speaker. I hereby give notice that on Thursday, the 12th of March 2026, I shall ask the following questions to the Honorable Minister of Environment, Forest and Tourism. Honorable Deputy Speaker, the field rangers are brave men and women who risk their lives daily to protect Namibia's wildlife heritage from poachers and dangerous animals. They operate in remote, hazardous conditions and often with limited equipment and support. Yet there is deep concern raised by the rangers that when they are injured or when they are killed in line of duty, the compensation and support provided to affected rangers and their families is inadequate. It is against this background that I put the following questions to the Honorable Minister. What is the formal compensation framework for field rangers who are injured in the line of duty, permanently disabled, killed in the line of duty? In this framework, is this framework contained in legislation, public service regulation, or specific ministry policy? How many rangers are currently medically boarded or unable to work due to injuries sustained on duty? And what support are they receiving from the ministry? Does the ministry have any formal psychological support or counseling program specifically for field rangers? Honorable Deputy Speaker, I so submit.
Thank you. Please table the question. Honorable Lizazi.
I, the Shadow Minister of Justice and Labor Relations, hereby ask the Prime Minister the following question on the 12th of March 2026. The integrity of recruitment into the civil service is the basis of public trust and effective governance. It has come to our attention that the vetting process conducted by the Namibia Intelligence Service, intended to safeguard strategic employment opportunities, has in certain instances been challenged in our courts lately. Reports suggest that some candidates who successfully went through difficult recruitment procedures were later denied appointment due to vetting outcome alleged to be based on false or misleading information. This raises serious concerns about fairness, transparency, and the potential exclusion of deserving Namibians from serving their country. Having Article 10, Sub-Article 2 in mind, that states no persons may be discriminated against on the grounds of sex, race, color, ethnic origin, religion, creed, or social or economic status. Against this background, I ask the following question. Number one, what is vetting based on? If affiliates to the ruling party passes vetting with non-reported cases, for example, EDs, ministers who serve in this house while non-affiliate fail. Number two, what measures are currently in place to ensure that the vetting process for civil servants appointed is conducted with accuracy, fairness, and accountability? Number three, how does the government intend to address instances where false or erroneous vetting reports have led to exclusion of qualified candidates from strategic employment opportunities? Number four, will the government consider establishing an independent oversight mechanism or appeal process to safeguard against miscarriages of justice in vetting system? Number five, and the last, what steps are being taken to restore public confidence in the recruitment and vetting process of the civil service, particularly the vetting done by the NCIS as an institution of trust? I so submit, the Honorable Deputy Speaker.
Thank you. Please table the question. Honorable Lutuhezi.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, I hereby give notice that on Thursday, the 12th of March 2026, I shall ask the Honorable Minister of Health and Social Services the following questions. Reports from health personnel at Katima Mlilo State Hospital raise very serious concerns. It is reported that close to 80% of miscarriages treated at the hospital are suspected to be induced abortions. Many young women and girls are resorting to dangerous methods to terminate pregnancies. Some obtain the drug Cytotec on the black market, while others use unsafe and harmful methods such as inserting objects in an attempt to abort or drinking unknown herbs and chemicals. Honorable Deputy Speaker, these practices are putting the lives of young girls and women at great risk. Health workers are aware that many of these cases are induced, but they face a difficult situation. Reporting such cases to the police may discourage young women from seeking medical help when complications arise. When they fear going to the hospital, infections worsen, and some tragically die at home without ever receiving treatment. Honorable Deputy Speaker, behind these numbers are young lives filled with fear, desperation, and silence. This situation also raises serious concerns about the lack of accessible family planning services in our health facilities, including the shortages of contraceptives such as injections and pills. In light of this worrying situation, I would like to ask the Honorable Minister the following questions. Is the Minister aware of reports that large portions of miscarriages treated at Katima Mlilo State Hospitals are suspected to be induced abortions through unsafe methods? What measures is the ministry taking to address the growing use of dangerous substances and methods by young women attempting to terminate pregnancies outside the health system? What interventions are being implemented to ensure the consistent availability of family planning services in hospital and clinics, including contraceptive injections and pills, as well as reproductive health education and counseling, particularly for young girls in rural and vulnerable communities? Number 4, how is the ministry supporting health workers who face the difficult balance between providing medical care and dealing with the legal implications surrounding unsafe abortions? And finally, what strategies are being put in place to prevent death caused by infections and complications resulting from unsafe abortion practices? I so submit.
Thank you. Please table the question. Honorable Aikola.
Okay, my question goes to the Minister of Education, Dr. Sanet Steenkamp, on the recognition and employment of TVET trainers in technical schools. Government technical schools under the Ministry of Education are mandated to provide free vocational education in key trades such as bricklaying, plastering, plumbing, and pipe fitting, woodwork, motor mechanics, and welding. These trades are practical in nature and form a critical foundation for skill development, youth employability, and national industrial growth. The pre-vocational curriculum clearly describes or prescribes a 70% practical and 30% theoretical instructional model, which require educators with strong hands-on technical competence. However, there appears to be an inconsistency in the ministry's approach to staffing and recognition of qualification with the TVET stream, technical and vocational education and training stream. Graduates holding a level 6 TVET diploma from NAST who have undergone extensive practical training at vocational training centers such as NIMT and other VTCs or vocational training centers before completing their qualifications are currently being appointed to short-term renewable contracts. In many cases, these contracts are renewed annually for extended periods exceeding 5 years, despite the individuals meeting the professional requirements to be permanently assigned as trainers. At the same time, concerns have been raised regarding the appointment of educators without sufficient practical vocational training to deliver workshop-based instruction, as well as appointment of academic teachers as heads of departments in technical schools without demonstrated technical or vocational expertise. In light of the above, notice is hereby given that on Tuesday, 10th March 2026, I shall ask the Honorable Minister Dr. Sanet Steenkamp. Question 1. Why does the Minister of Education not formally recognize TVET diploma level 6 graduates from NAST as qualified trainers for pre-vocational subjects in technical schools? Question 2. What are the official minimum qualification requirements for educators appointed to teach pre-vocational subjects in government technical schools? 3. If the ministry does not consider NAST TVET diploma graduates qualified to teach pre-vocational subjects, who does the ministry recognize as appropriately qualified to deliver these subjects within the national curriculum? Question 4. What criteria does the ministry use when appointing heads of departments in technical school, and how does it ensure that such individuals possess level of vocational and training expertise? Question 5. How does the ministry ensure that its staffing and appointment policies for technical school align with the objective of Namibia's national plans, NDPs, particularly regarding skill development and youth empowerment? The last question, does the ministry intend to review its policies?
Thank you. Table the question. Table the question, Honorable Member. Thank you. Honorable Kanzorondu.
Member will be heard in silence.
Iran is around. I hereby give notice that on Thursday, 12th of March
2026, I shall ask the Minister of Finance, Honorable Erika Shafuta, the following questions. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, NAMSIP, Namibia Agriculture Mechanization Seed Improvement Project under the Ministry of Agriculture was started with a loan of 2 billion from the African Development Bank. This project procures items without procurement experts, mechanization experts, and irrigation experts. After mass procurement of wrong items, majority of these items are idlings in the sun, no shade, despite procured on this particular loan. History taught us about wrong procurement of Brazilian agri-red tractors that are now white elephant due to spare parts warranty. Now same history is repeating itself through Chinese tractors. This project is managed by retired people. How special are these retired people at the expense of competent youth? Honorable Erika Shafuta. By then, you were an ED at finance when this loan was acquired. And donating expert to incompetency. Therefore, I'm asking the Honorable Minister the following questions. One, when are we going to start paying back this loan? And what will be the total amount and for how long? How are you feeling that we have not started paying for this loan and things are falling apart? Shinua Shebe. Will you please disclose all the items that was bought, procured with this loan that are in operations currently and those that are broken due to lack of parts and aging? Please indicate the item's name, brand, value, supplier of both locally and abroad, and current status or condition. Finally, this project did not fulfill its core mandate on irrigation and seed processing plant. Honorable Minister, we want a forensic audit how this money was spent and to be tabled in Parliament. I so submit.
Please table the question. Honorable Amukoto.
Thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Speaker. I hereby give a notice that on Wednesday, the 11th of March 2026, I shall ask the Minister of Urban and Rural Development, Honorable Sangwasa James Sangwasa, the following questions. Question regarding the implementation of the High Court order, which declared Kunene Regional Council Resolution 1 and 2 of 31 May 2021 invalid and directed the compliance with the Regional Council Act of 2022 of 1992. Honorable Minister, the recent judgment of the High Court that ordered for the Chief Regional Officer to vacate the office raises a serious concern about governance, compliance with the law, and accountability within the Regional Council. The court declared the Council resolution invalid, ordered that the position of the Chief Regional Officer be advertised within 30 days, and directed that the legal cost be paid by the Regional Council, as this matter directly affected the lawful administration and the responsible use of public resources. I wish to ask the following questions. Can the Honorable Minister inform this House whether the Chief Regional Officer has vacated or continued to occupy or exercise the function of the Office of the Chief Regional Office following the High Court order? Number two, has the Ministry received a confirmation that the position of the Chief Regional Officer was advertised within 30-day period ordered by the court in accordance with the Regional Council Act of 2022 of 1992? Number three, if the court order has not been complied with within the stipulated time frame, what immediate step has the Ministry taken to ensure compliance with the judgment and restore lawful administration? Number four, what is the total financial implication of this case following the court order on the legal cost, and from which public fund will this cost be settled? Number five, and the last one, what accountability measure as the ministry institute, all intended to institute against the official whose action resulted in the invalidated resolution and the subsequent adverse court ruling. I so submit.
Thank you. Please take it to the
Very good.
Honorable Binge Sheundo.
Oral question?
Honorable Garonda. Okay, honorable members, before, and all of you, the three of you oral, I want to bring to your attention Rule 135, read in conjunction with 117, the routine of business, in which Rule 135 says the presiding member may, not shall, may allow time for urgent questions to ministers on any sitting day. Urgent questions may be asked without notice, must be short, to the point, and must be as far as possible answered immediately. Subject to the discretion of the presiding member, supplementary questions may be asked to elucidate an answer. The time allocated allowed for urgent questions must not exceed 20 minutes on any sitting day. In conjunction with the routine of business that is fixed, saying everything there, notices of questions which are written, so I just wanted to bring to the attention of the House. Since we started, it is mandatory that we have taken oral questions, urgent questions, isn't it? But the rule says it's an optional matter. The presiding member may allow time. And that's why you see in the routine of business, urgent questions are not indicated. Are we together? Are we together? Honorable Garonda? Okay.
These rules suffers too much under your hand.
Okay. You see, I don't want, but I just wanted to bring to your attention that it's not mandatory. It's about...
Mandatory not to ask questions.
Come again? Huh? The time?
Yeah.
The key word is may. And then... No. Honorable members, if the presiding officer may allow. Let's start there. The presiding member may allow, isn't it? Time for urgent questions. May allow time. Now, when you go to routine of business, 117, you see, routine of business is not debatable. There must be questions. There must be swearing in of new members. There must be announcement by the speaker. There must be message from the head of state. There must be petitions. There must be report of committees, other reports and papers, notices of questions, notices of motions, including motions to leave for present bills, ministerial statements, report from the committee of the whole House, and conceptual proceedings, orders of the day, and adjournment. That is the fix, according to my interpretation. And if my interpretation, look, if my interpretation is wrong, we invoke Rule 8. Rule 8 that says any provision we can go to standing rules. I just wanted to say it's not mandatory. The time that I can give you is 20 minutes. But I only have one option. I allow urgent questions or I don't. If I allow 20 minutes,
okay,
that's my interpretation.
It's clear.
Yeah.
Can we proceed?
Okay. Let's make progress. Let's make progress. Thank you. That brings us to message from the head of state. Motions. Yes, I've given Mus the analogy of the decision. No, I say I may allow time for urgent questions, or I may not. No, honorable members, I may, and if I'm wrong, I'm saying you subject this ruling to standing rules. Come again? I say today, on the basis of that, I'm not allowing urgent questions. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. No, no. No, you see, honorable member, just sit down. The ruling is made. If a member is not happy, the ruling also says you subject this decision to standing rules. That point of privilege, you raise it there. The standing rules takes a decision and say the presiding member was wrong. Therefore, he must adjust that ruling according to this. No, honorable members. No, that's what I'm saying. No, you see, honorable member. Yeah.
You have the announcement. So next time, make use of that fact that today we are not going to have oral agent questions.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Dangi. So it must be done at announcement. Fair request. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. On notices of motions. Okay. Message from head of state. Question. Motion. Okay. I'm jumping. Yo, sorry. What did I jump?
After notice of motions, ministerial statement, not message from head of state.
Okay, notices of motions. I jumped. Ministerial statement is what you want to allude. Honorable Lucato.
Yeah. Honorable Deputy Speaker, members of Parliament, thank you for the platform. Today, Thursday, 5 March 2026, I hereby give notice that on Wednesday, 11 March 2026, I shall move that this August House discuss and agrees to table a motion to amend the Public Service Commission Act and the provision on the procedures of the recruitment and the appointment of members in the Public Service Commission. Honorable Deputy Speaker, I so submit.
Thank you.
I so move. Yeah. I so move.
Please table the motion. Okay, let me, I don't know, is it motion? I had to discuss the Public Service Commission. Okay, I had to discuss, but if it's amendment, maybe table office will look at it legally and then come back. Because you can't bring a motion to amend the law. You just bring the matter so that a bill can be discussed.
Yeah, discuss, yes, fine.
Then you must change.
No, I can just...
Okay. No, we can take it Tuesday. No, Elder. No. Hey. What does the rule say now? Why we are going to... Huh? Come again? No. Okay, let's do this. No, Elder, Honorable Lucato. You see, we are here for the entire period. No, I'm giving him back, please. Please, I'm helping. You can just go and even now, out, correct, and then bring it. You don't need that formal. Just what you did here, you can correct and then bring it. Okay. Thank you. Message from head of state. Ministerial statement. That brings us to the order of the day. Ministerial statement. Huh? Reports of committee. Okay, reports of committee. Oh, it's the one I jumped, sorry. Kamura. Please.
Honorable Speaker, I lay upon this August House for discussion the report of the 151st IPU Assembly and related meetings that was held in Geneva, 23rd October 2025 in Geneva, Switzerland. I shall submit, Honorable.
Please table the report. Yes. Honorable Kambala. Honorable, yes. Honorable, yeah.
Yes, Speaker, on routine of business, we were busy with notices of motions and questions, and now you just accepted a committee report. Now, do we go back? How do we go back? Please indulge us.
Okay. Yes.
Yes, because sometimes we also want to go back to ask an oral question.
Yeah.
Well. So,
table office, you are the one who said I jumped. Which?
But you jumped.
Please.
Yeah. No, it's true. No, it's true. Just wait, sit down, because I.
In terms of routine of business, you are supposed to go down this list. So after ministerial statement, you requested for reports of committee, and that is what you did.
Okay, I get the point. I think Honorable Kambala is right. The report I need to take here is the report from the Committee of the Whole House and conceptual proceedings. The report of committees, we have passed it after petitions and other reports and papers. So when I was at ministerial statement, I have passed that. So just like Honorable Lucato, yeah. Thank you. Now that ministerial statement, okay, that brings us to the first order of the day. The secretary will read the first order.
Second reading, appropriation bill.
Thank you. Honorable members, yesterday we rule one, what is the rule? Undisposed business. And the honorable member was on the floor. And it says, undisposed business stand adjourned to the next day without a question being put. So what we give is the honorable member to finish his statement and then we go to questions. Okay, thank you. It's break time. Oh, Honorable Kambala.
Speaker, normally, you see, unless a notice is brought to the table for us to extend the discussions on budget, then we normally do what we are trying to do now. But normally, Thursdays is answer day basically for us. Question and answer day. So, Speaker, again, indulge us on that one because normally you would have said that no, for today, we are trying to do A, B, C, and D for that purposes. But as we know, Thursdays we don't go on order of the day. We just jump into questions as questions need to be answered. Yes.
Oh, thank you. Okay, let's read Rule 121, business undisposed of. Business undisposed of at the adjournment of a sitting of the Assembly must be postponed to the next sitting day without a motion to that effect, and must, subject to Standing Rule 118, be placed on the order paper for that sitting day. 118 just means, if I read it, the subject of these standing rules, the consideration of an order paper must be set down for the next sitting days unless the member in charge appoints another future day. If Honorable Eames was going to say, I will not be present tomorrow, therefore, postpone it on this day when I'm available. But in the absence of that, it stands automatically postponed for the next sitting day. I think it's clear as it is. Okay. Honorable Eames Nashinge. Oh, no, Honorable Eames, let's do this. Let's steal 3 minutes of you and then go to tea break. 4 o'clock, we start with you. But you start where you ended, not to start at the beginning. Thank you. Welcome back. Yes, Honorable Eames. After him. After him. After him, my brother, I have announced before the break, we go for break and then we give. Okay, thank you, Honorable Eames.
Thank you very
Nashinge.
much, Honorable Deputy Speaker. I pointed out the above observation. I'm continuing where I ended yesterday.
Thank you.
I pointed out the above observation with great concern, not to project arrogance, but to find an alternative and workable solution for all of us. This country belongs to all of us. When it fails, we all sink with it. The IPC has done what a responsible alternative opposition does. We have analyzed the budget document. We have identified 9.3 billion Namibian dollars in waste that can be recovered, not through austerity, not through retrenchment, but through efficiency, transparency, and a simple act of stopping the current administration machine from paying itself to do nothing. What would we spend the 9.3 billion Namibian dollars on under an IPC-led government? First, the pension promises fulfilled, where a 3.9 billion Namibian dollars allocated to ensure every pensioner gets 3,000 Namibian dollars a month. No excuse. Funded by freezing the travel bonanza, cutting S&T by half and ending workshop tourism, and cancelling politicians paying themselves too much. Second, allocate 2 billion Namibian dollars to provide water for all. Desalination, including desalination of Hangwena to aquifer, development, 1,500 rural boreholes in our rural Namibia, pipe repair to stop the 30% we lose through leakages. We will triple the current water development budget overnight. Thirdly, youth employment, 1.5 billion Namibian dollars could give us 20,000 apprenticeship, 6,000 startup grants, 20 new vocational training centers. Young Namibians do not need another speech. They just need a salary, a skill, and a chance. Fourth, 2 billion Namibian dollars to schools and hospitals, textbooks in every classroom, laboratories that works, teacher housing in rural Namibia, medicine that is in stock on Abu Lubindao, and ambulances that runs. Fifth, began breaking the debt spiral. About 732 million in reducing borrowing so that our children do not inherit debt they cannot carry. 9.3 billion, zero new taxes, zero new debt, just stopping the waste, and beyond the numbers, structural change. We will implement zero-based budgeting. Every item starts with zero, at zero, and every dollar must justify its existence. No more assumption and 3% markups. We will build transparency portal at a fraction of the workshop budget where every Namibian can see on their phones in real time every government contract, who got paid for what, by whom. We will also biometrically verify every public servant and the ghost workers and double dipping. Double dipping, we have seen a situation, for example, where individuals who are serving in state-owned enterprises, they are appointed as board of directors in another state-owned enterprise. That is double dipping. We got to end that. We must end this fiction. And we will also measure outcomes, not activities, and not numbers of workshops held, but number of children who can read, not number of trainings conducted, but number of patients treated per dollar spent. A government that does not measure its results is a government that does not care about them, the result that is. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, in closing, I wish to say to the Namibians who are watching from home, I know what it is like to worry about the future of this country, because that is what goes through me on a daily basis. I know what it is like to see the potential and feel the frustration. I know that many of you have stopped believing that things can change, because for 35 years they have not. But here is what I know that the government does not want you to know. Namibia has sufficient resources to take care of all of us. If we manage with discipline, with transparency, with a plan that puts the people first. America, first, every pensioner could receive a 3,000 Namibian dollars, but you said it is impossible. And every child could have a textbook. Every village could have water. Last year, I came to this house, Honorable Prime Minister, the people of Oshikoto, for example, where they went for up to 7 months without water. Today, our budget, we only have a 1% that is dedicated to address the issue of water. Every young person could have a shot. If that is done, every young person could have a shot at future. That is doable. Namibia is all we have. Namibia is not for sale. We must and can save it. I thank you very much.
Thank you. You want to jump your chief whip? Chief whip. Oh, Honorable Angula.
Sir, the Honorable Deputy Speaker, you see this book, I need time to go through it so I can prepare my submission. So I move for the deferment of further debates on this motion until next week, Tuesday, the 10th of March. I so submit.
Thank you. So agreed. Thank you. That brings us now to the questions. No, why should I rule you out if you know you are going to be out? Why should I rule you out if you know you will be out? You say rule me out, which means what you are going to say, you already have impricto that it will not be in line. Okay, just ask your chief whip. Okay. Go.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, Honorable Speaker, with sincerity, it's not the hammer, the decision. I just want to check on what the Honorable Member Chief Whip of AR have stated, which you agree to it. Is it possibly then, to what format can we, as Parliament, in view of this important bill, that we, as custom, that we, during that stage, that we then suspend the routine and go back, just focus on the appropriation bill. I just want to know if it's possible, just for your guidance.
Okay.
Yes.
You see, that's why I told Honorable Kambala, because what happened is because of consultations. What happened? So we'll again pursue that. It's not mandatory. It needs concurrence of all of us. So I'll pursue that, but they hear. So maybe I think Monday or so we can come together and see. But as I said, what happened, it's what we have agreed somehow. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. That brings us now to questions. We are at question 92, according to my book. That's a question from Honorable Kandorondu to the Prime Minister. Does Honorable Kandorondu put the question? Yes. Honorable PM, just wait. Okay.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. And thank you, Honorable Ims Nashinge, for the school uniform of Parliament. Others will follow suit. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, Honorable Members, as pertains to the substantive issue of the question, the Secretary General is a member of Cabinet, and all members of Cabinet are entitled to the entitlement and benefits of members of Cabinet. Now let me come and elucidate what I mean. As members of Cabinet, not in half, but in full. And therefore, it comes with all the rights and privileges thereunto pertaining. Just as some honorable members here in this august House, including the leader of the official opposition, is entitled to all rights, privileges thereunto pertaining. And in closing of that question, Honorable Leader of the official opposition said that he's driving Skorokoro and that second-hand cars. I should like to say, on a lighter note, that everyone from the President to ministers, the Prime Minister, Vice President, a great number of us are also using second-hand cars until the fleet so announced by the Honorable Minister of Works will arrive. So, Honorable he's announcing the nice shirt he's wearing. He wants it to overtake us. But be that as it may, Honorable Comrade Deputy Speaker, that is the answer.
Thank you. That brings us to question 93. No, let's read procedure of answering before follow-up. Let's read. No, let's read. Let's read. Okay, I want to accede, but we are guided by this. So let's read before we go some way, so that we don't create disputes, isn't it? 134. Procedure of asking and answering questions. At question time, the presiding member must call in turn each member in whose name a question stands on the question paper, in the order in which the questions are printed or in any such order as the presiding member may, on any particular occasion by leave of the assembly, determine. Each member called must rise in his or her place and ask the question with the reference to its number on the question paper, and the minister or member questioned must give his or her reply or must take necessary steps to have the reply furnished. After the reply to a question has been given, supplementary questions may, at the discretion of the presiding member, be put for the sole purpose of elucidating the answer given, but the presiding member may refuse any such question, in his opinion, introduce new matters, not relevant to the original question and introduce. So I can read everything. When all questions of which an oral question, that one is oral, does not deal here, the presiding member, the ones deals with oral. So I'm saying after the question has been answered by the member, I have the discretion to either allow elucidating or not. By virtue of the volume, I think you also agree it's in the best interest. No, honorable members, you see, this is the thing. The rules are clear. No, just wait. No. Okay. No, just let's read three. Sit, my honorable member. I'm saying after the answer to a question has been given. Rhonda, you don't have a book, but you quarrel. Who is the? Oh, you are listening? Okay. After the answer to a question has been given, supplementary questions may, at the discretion of the presiding member, be put for the sole purpose of elucidating the answer given. May. Yeah. Yeah. No. Okay. Let's. The question does not say after the answer has been given. Supplementary question must be at the discretion. It says may. So I can allow a supplementary question or not. Now, just wait. Now, the difficulty of these rules is if I've given him the right to reply and he goes anyway, I don't have a way to bring it back. No. How? No, just wait. You see, I'm saying, unless, no, we are not there. Let's clear this matter. And we say after the answer to a question has been given, supplementary questions may be at the discretion of the presiding member, be put for the sole purpose of elucidating the answer given. But the presiding member may refuse any such question in which your opinion introduces matters not relevant to the original question. Yeah. No, you see, there is commas, as the lawyers. There is commas, but the first thing is say the presiding member may in his discretion allow supplementary. No, the discretion that I have is either to allow supplementary or not. Yeah? You see, just wait. You see what I want? Now, there are two issues. A member asks a question. Who can ask a supplementary? The whole 15, whole 20? We can? Or only him? Only him. Is that the standard? Okay. No, you. Now, you see, we are at the answer. And now we have agreed to say, if I allow a member, it's the member who posed the question. Isn't it? So let's allow that one to conclude this one. Then we can come new matters. No, you see. No, but we are at the answer. And we have agreed, the member who has the right to elucidate is the member who put the question. So let's allow that one. Then we can come to new matters. Okay. Thank you. Honorable Kandarondu.
Jemagi Veral Bayals Maklek.
hypocrisy is a crime on its own. What I want to know, Speaker, Article 35 of the Namibian Constitution speak about the composition of cabinet. Where does the Secretary General of the ruling party qualify?
Just wait, yes. Yes, Honorable Member.
Who's speaking?
Allow.
I touch if you want. What? So what qualify her? What qualify her to be a member of cabinet? What type of government responsibility is she undertaking? When was she appointed and gazetted as a cabinet member? Yeah, and the terms of reference thereof. I so submit.
Okay. Just wait. It must be read.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, thank you very much, Honorable Member. Once again, if we are to go into it, when we go into elections, one, we market the political program of each political party. I like the shirt, but I like the shirt, okay. Yeah. And the political program of that political party ultimately translates in the manifesto upon which the people vote. And when they vote, they give the mandate to that party to form government. And when that government is formed, in line with the aspirations of the people.
Every member, you see, you ask, how?
In line with the aspirations of the people, because the people are the sovereign. The people of Namibia are the sovereign. And that goes to 1989 and successive elections. So therefore, that does not derogate from my previous point. Is to say,
it's an answer.
To
and
say,
we said only the member.
To say, the Secretary General is a member of cabinet, and that is the fundamental point. Now, the honourable member, of which he has the right to ask that question, is to say, when was it? Show me this. Show me this section. Show me that section. The date and so forth. That does not, again, take away from the fact that she's a member of cabinet. Because if you look at your questions, and honourable members, let's go to that point, because these are the questions that were asked. And I was asked to respond, and I'm responding. Last time it was said that Prime Minister is not answering. It is a different issue altogether if you do not like the answer that I'm giving. But I'm answering the question. The question is answered precisely in the manner that I've answered it. Now, we can have a different conversation as to when and all those other things, but she remains a member of the cabinet.
Thank you. Okay. No, you see, honorable members, you have agreed that the person who has the right to elucidate the answer is the member who put the question. No. Okay, let me hear point of procedure. Honorable Angula.
Please, Kwanyama. You see, Honorable Deputy Speaker, I'm not even going into the questions. I just want to point out the fact that what the Prime Minister has answered is misleading, because the composition of cabinet is directed by the Constitution. It's not by party decisions whatsoever. So he must please make sure that he gives the right information to the nation because they are listening. It has nothing to do with manifesto, but with the Constitution. I so submit.
Thank you. You see, honorable members, we are creating now a debate. There was a question put, there is an answer. If the answer is not satisfactory, you can bring, because there is no rule to say what to answer. I'm not a lecturer to give marks. Okay, so the question was put, the answer is responded to, a further question was provided, we are done with this one. Yeah, Honorable Ims Nashinge. I must tell them so that they switch on. Honorable Ims, because you are not.
Thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Speaker. With due respect, I just wanted to correct one thing to the Right Honorable Prime Minister. I think the past weeks we have seen the distortion of certain information about me and the Office of the People, which is the office of the Leader of the Official Opposition in Parliament. The issue here was deliberately, I believe, we unnecessarily so we brought in politics and we distorted the information. My office is running smoothly because I have a temporary car from the National Assembly in a good condition, and my communication to the Minister of, Right Honorable Prime Minister, to the Minister of Works was that they were offering me a car on a temporary arrangement twice.
Honorable member.
No,
Honorable Ims,
no, I'm addressing the right.
Yeah?
Please. Yes. Let me finish. So, Right Honorable Prime Minister, my issue was never about a second car. I said I already have a temporary car and I don't need another temporary car. So that was the issue. So it is not about second hand or whatnot. I wanted that to be cleared, that it was deliberately distorted and it is incorrect. And when we come here, we swore to be honest and to be truthful, and that is what we must continue doing. Thank you very much.
Just wait. Honorable.
Honorable member is fair. We must accept that. It's fair. That is his version, and he has taken that version. And as we said, the cars, as announced by the honorable member, they will come, and then everybody will have those ones. But honorable member, you are correct. There is no point for us to belabor that one. And honorable members also, my dear brother, he's asking me the Constitution and saying what is the list of those who are members. Currently in cabinet, we have NPC Director General, we have others by invitation in the cabinet, including AG, including SG. Yes, SG is also here. So, in other words, honorable member, the point I'm trying to make, thank you for your indulgence, Comrade Deputy Speaker, it is to say, please read the questions that were asked. So I only answered the questions that were asked.
Okay, thank you. That brings us to question 93. 92 is this one. Why? Yeah, Honorable Garonda.
The Prime Minister omitted to answer question number 5. It's a very specific question. Yes.
You see, okay, thank you. Now, on that one, we said that the member who posed the question, and in the rules we have agreed, only the member who posed the question can elucidate. Now you write rule note 5 is omitted. You give that paper. The same rules we have agreed. Okay, we are going to 104. Honorable Ins Nashinge to the Minister of Justice and Labor. Do Honorable Nashinga put a question? The minister is here. Oh, so, but, okay, he's not here. Question 115, Honorable Kangulu to the Minister of Defense. Okay. Honorable Kangulu again, 116 to the Minister of Defense. Honorable Mouton to the Minister of ICT. Honorable Mwongo to Minister of Urban and Rural. Is it answered? Is it answered? Table office. Okay. Honorable Mwongo again, 119 to the Right Honorable Prime Minister. Does Honorable Mwongo put the question? Yeah, but you are not on record. Just check. Honorable Mwongo? Yeah, okay, now you can come in.
I put the question to the Right Honorable Prime Minister if he is ready.
Thank you. Right Honorable PM.
Yeah, thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Speaker. Otopi, yeah. Otopi. Oh, yeah. Okay. Honorable, the youthful Honorable Winnie Mongo, thank you very much for this question. We have the question ready. We will give you the written version. In other words, in respect of the issues that you have mentioned pertaining to the format of application forms, we have had an extensive discussion on this issue. Given the geographical space of our country, you remember I made this point that if I am in ASEP and I'm applying for a position in Hobabis, it means I will have to travel over 300 kilometers in order just to submit the form. And of course, I can go on for, if you are in Varambat, you must come to Kietman shop. Or if you are in Okangwati, you have to come to Opuo or Korihas. So that is not sustainable. And you would have seen that in the past I think maybe last week or 2 weeks ago, we held an innovation of the public service reform, and specifically we spoke to these issues, and we are busy ensuring that what you have raised here is addressed in a manner that we seek synergy with all OMAs, as well as the ministry responsible for labor relations, and then, of course, the SOEs, the local authorities, the regional council. So that is to say, Honorable Deputy Speaker, that the question is valid, the issues are valid, and we must address them. And we have also given commitment to our young people out there, and as well as the HR in various OMAs, that this process must start, it has begun in terms of design of, and as well as testing the application of how that would work. So, Honorable Deputy Speaker, Honorable Members, the question of the youthful Honorable Winnie Mongo is futuristic, and it is practical, and it is precisely the direction that we must take. And it does not matter in this case whether you are asking it from that other side or through this side, the destination is the same. So thank you so very much.
Thank you. Question 120. Please, honorable members, let's not do this. Let's not do this unnecessary. We have agreed the person who can elucidate on the answer is the mover. Yeah. No, it's the, okay, if it's a concern, let me take 120, then I can address to your concern. I don't refuse you, but let me deal with 120. Okay. Honorable Bishop, do you put the question?
Yes, Honorable Deputy Speaker, I put a question to the Honorable Minister of Health.
Okay, Honorable Minister.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Member, thank you for the question. I will answer this one very briefly. For the sake of it not coming out as I'm being short unnecessarily, I will read the question, but I will still make my time. Since you assumed the role of minister, have you visited the hospital, Onanjokwe Hospital? Yes. Is there a supervisor at the hospital? Yes. Can the hospital be maintained by the supervisor? Yes. For the benefit of the doctors, nurses, and patients, will you visit and ensure that the working conditions are improved? Yes. How soon are you going to do it? I have done so. But as I mentioned, that was not in any way to be short. Really, I have visited, and it is one of the hospitals we're putting a lot of attention in. I'm going back there again this month, before the end of the month, to inaugurate
Please, honorable members, every member must be heard in silence. Every member must be heard in silence. And progress is more in your benefit. Yes, Honorable Bishop, is there a question to follow up?
Yes.
On the yes?
Yes, yes. One, I can have that reply. That is one. One, I can have that reply, that paper. Okay, the record. That paper, I want it.
Yeah.
Secondly, a record. A record that, Honorable Minister, we are not making jokes here. We are working. That you have been there. I will be going there back, and then I will come back with your.
Thank you very much. Okay, that brings us question 121. 122. Oh, okay. It's on point of what? Privilege. Honorable Kambala.
Yes, Speaker, just something that we have noticed. Also, it's also in line with the question. Just a bypass. Is that, Honorable Prime Minister, we no longer have grade 12s. We no longer have grade 12s in our school curriculum in terms of passing, grade in school. Can I finish?
Yeah, you see, Honorable Member.
No, it's just something that for you.
You say point of privilege, and read what is privilege.
What I'm trying to allude to is that when he goes and counts, when he goes and answers, it just ends that question only. It's simple. There's a concern, we don't have a grade 12. The application, this program request for grade 12. Now, when do I get grade 12 if I don't? But I'm asking that when he goes back to prepare a formal answer, let him also take that into account so that moving forward, our public service commission, when I'm doing recruitment, they take note that it's no longer grade 12. It's simple. Just take note.
Okay. But Honorable Member, we agreed that the person to elucidate on the answer is the mover. That's what we have agreed, because if we go on this, then everybody can just put a question. Okay, 121, Honorable Gandorondu. No, 122. Honorable Gandorondu, does Honorable Gandorondu put the question to the Honorable Minister?
I move.
Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Which answer? Oh, I don't get you, Honorable.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I beg.
Yes, it seems I jumped.
Oh, should I?
Oh, no. Oh, no, but we are here. We can come back.
But Thank you, Honourable Speaker. Thank you, Honourable Member. I beg your indulgence, Honourable Speaker. With the previous question, I had a comment to say I went and I visited it after the question was asked. The question was asked on the 9th of September 2025. I visited on the 22nd of August 2025. But with that said, Honourable Speaker, Honourable Members, this particular question has been addressed. But for the sake of the August House and those listening, if you will allow me to read the questions, then we will be able to really analyze if it has been read, if it has been answered by view of what has happened the past few weeks, months. Question 1, why is the government or the ministry not providing nurses with uniforms to have standard uniforms for all nurses, male and female? So ideally there, Honourable Speaker, we have answered the questions by providing the uniform, but also just wish to state that we do recognize that it is important that healthcare workers are identifiable and that they are presented in a uniform manner. So it is a very important question, and we believe we have partially addressed it, though there's still much more to be done. On this question also, I wish to highlight, Honourable Speaker, that this procurement for these uniforms started before March the 22nd, and it was concluded prior to that. But with that said, Honourable Speaker, it has been answered because the uniform have been provided. The second question, when will the nurses stop paying for uniforms? I once again believe that we have answered that question. The Honourable Member that asked the question can correct me if not, and I will definitely answer it. And question number 3, when will the nurses' uniforms be produced locally for all? Honourable Speaker, as part of our commitment to supporting local industries and creating employment, the uniforms were handed over to the healthcare workers. We do believe that the nurses and all healthcare workers should have uniform and be able to be identified. And therefore, Honourable Speaker, Honourable Member, we wish to reiterate the Ministry's unwavering commitment to supporting not just nurses, but healthcare workers as a whole, and to ensure that the necessary uniform is procured in a timely manner to allow our healthcare workers to be represented professionally. Thank you, Honourable Speaker.
Thank you. Is there a follow-up question?
Thanks for the response, much appreciated. But on the payment for the uniforms, I'm not aware about the response. Maybe you can elaborate more. What will happen? Will they still paying for it, or is free of charge like any other uniform? And then also the production to be done locally. You actually navigated through. We just want to hear exact answer. Will it be done, and where will the current uniform, where were they procured from? Is it from China or from elsewhere, or were they manufactured from Dinapama locally or anywhere else?
Okay.
Member, so to answer your question, when will nurses stop paying for uniform? I believe it was answered to, and I said that the government and the ministry has now provided uniform for nurses and other healthcare workers, including doctors, and this is for free, so we're not making them pay. With regards to the procurement, I tried to allude to it, but I'll get into a bit more detail. I didn't want to encroach on another question that was asked by me by another member of Parliament, so as not to anticipate. But the Honourable Member has asked, it's a follow-up question. I did mention that the procurement process was concluded prior to the 22nd of March, and I said that intentionally to clarify some things. So this was concluded by previous administration. Our task was to hand over. However, if you'll allow me, Honourable Speaker, that it was done within the procurement regulations. August 26 was contracted because by law they are considered as a government entity, and because they had reached the end of the financial cycle, and that was early March 2025, late February, early March 2025, it was then easier to procure in that method as opposed to go out on a public tender. However, the Honourable Member has raised an important question with regards to including local manufacturers and empowering the locals, especially if you have procurements of such magnitude. I agree with you, and we're definitely looking forward to that in my tenure. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That brings us to 104. Sorry. Huh? What was the number? Help me there. 92, huh? 104 talk, I remember then. Yeah, Honorable, does Honorable Nashinge move the... No, you know how you must answer talk. Honorable Nashinge.
With zero hesitation, this is the 5th time,
Okay.
so I do.
Thank you. Yes, Honorable Minister of Justice.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. And I would like to take the opportunity to thank Honorable Nashinge for having found it expedient to put this question forward. The question touches the core of our democracy, public trust, accountability, and integrity of our criminal system. And from the very onset, I would like to assure this august House that the Office of the Prosecutor General is a constitutionally independent institution as envisaged under Article 88 of the Namibian Constitution. The PEG's mandate is exercised freely from political or any external influence of any kind in pursuit of serving only the rule of law as opposed to serving expediency or reacting to any public pressure of any sort. On the corruption dockets and prosecutorial status, I want to indicate for noting by this august House that between 2022 and 2025, the Office of the Prosecutor General received roughly around about 111 corruption-related dockets from the Anti-Corruption Commission. Of this, 67 cases representing 60.9% have been handled and have since progressed to prosecution, with about 44 representing 39.1% remain under active prosecutorial review. This ongoing work reflects a close and performance-driven collaborations between ACC and the Office of the Prosecutor General, and pending the case, or the pending cases are not dormant. They are under prosecution-guided investigation, a process where the prosecutor works hand in hand with the investigator to ensure that every case meets the evidential and procedural standards before any prosecution is launched. This model prioritizes quality over haste. It ensures that every well-founded cases, or rather, it ensures that only well-founded cases capable of withstanding judicial scrutiny proceed to court. Now, on the allegation or the questions pertaining to the NAMCO investigation, I want to indicate that NAMCO, in the NAMCO matter, there are two separate investigations, one by NAMPOL and another one by the ACC, have since been consolidated into one file. The case remains under active investigations by the ACC and has not yet been submitted to the Office of the Prosecutor General. It must be stressed that the Prosecutor General only makes decisions once investigations are complete and all evidence is before her. Where investigative gap exists, dockets are returned for further work, not delayed, but strengthened to ensure credible and sustainable prosecution. On delay and the complexity of cases, I want to indicate that concerns about delays are understood. However, complex corruption cases, especially those involving state-owned enterprises, often require analysis of financial records, board meetings, minutes, forensic audit, and procurement trail. Decisions are only made when evidential records can sustain a conviction. The Office of the Prosecutor General continued to work closely with the ACC and the Namibian Police, as well as NAMRA, under the existing MOU, to fast-track investigations and to shorten prosecutorial timeline without compromising fairness and integrity. On the allegations that purporting to paint a picture that there are some inaction or complicity in the carrying out the investigation or prosecution rather. So I indicated already, so that there is MOU that is fostering institutional collaboration, as I indicated earlier. So, suggestions that the Prosecutor General is aiding corruptions are both unfounded and unjust. The Office of the Prosecutor General does not act as a political instrument or a shield for wrongdoing. It acts only on evidence. Premature prosecutions based on incompetent evidence would undermine justice, compromise convictions, and erode the very trust we seek to uphold. On accountability and public confidence, Nanko case is receiving considerable attention at the senior prosecutorial level, and the advocate from the High Court have been assigned to it. Once investigations are finalized, the Prosecutor General will take a decision to prosecute or not to prosecute, strictly in accordance with the law. While no fixed date can yet be given, the public interest is fully recognized, and the matter will be concluded without undue delay. The office continues to uphold or to hold joint review meetings with law enforcement to ensure impartiality, evidential compliance, and progress tracking. No one, regardless of position or power, is above the law. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, the Prosecutor General's office remains steadfast in its constitutional duty as a guardian of justice. Despite limited resources, it continues to uphold its constitutional mandate without fear, favor, or prejudice. It continues to maintain an open door policy for all citizens and leaders wishing to raise genuine concern or seeking clarification or statement or a statement to its transparency and accountability. Justice in Namibia is not guided by political narratives, but by evidence, fairness, and the rule of law. That is how we safeguard public confidence and ensure that justice is not only done, but also seen to be done. And this invitation is equally extended to Honorable Nashinga. Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Done? Okay, thank you, Honorable Nashinge. Now, oh, I forgot now. Help me. Well, 1, 2, 3, ne? Yeah, that's Honorable Free. Okay, the Minister is not yet. Thank you. 1, 2, 4. Does Honorable Freeze put the question, or any member?
I put the question.
Thank you. Yes, Honorable Minister of Environment.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, thank you for the opportunity to address this August House on the question brought forward by Honorable Fries on issue related to trophy hunting in the country. Conservation hunting is an important part of our integrated sustainable resources and sustainable development and conservation strategy. The most economical, valuable, and least extractive form of hunting is selective, high value hunting, whereby international clients pay a premium to hunt older individual animals. The Ministry of Environment, Forestry and Tourism closely regulates these practices through registering trained local professional hunters who accompany each client and issuing permits based on quotas set using reliable information and scientific studies. With that background, let me now answer direct questions. Question 1. Can the minister provide evidence comparing the revenue generated by trophy hunting versus photographic tourism, particularly in terms of long-term sustainability in Namibia's economy? Trophy hunting also, trophy hunting in terms of, if I have to compare now, 2023 to, from 2013, pardon me, to 2024, communal conservancy, for example, earned 160,360,235 Namibian dollars through joint ventures tourism, while hunting earned through communal conservancies 292,546,310 Namibian dollars. That is in comparison of the two from 2013 to 2024. Trophy hunting provides much needed protein in also from meat to rural community and farmers. Both tourism and hunting provides employment, social development training of community. However, tourism compared to hunting, yes, tourism surpass hunting. You can tell by the figures indicated earlier. On question number 2, what portion of trophy hunting revenue remain in Namibia after deduction for foreign hunting operators compared to the community-based tourism? I think this question is answered by the figures. The figures that I mentioned is the figures that remains in the country. Question number 3, how does the ministry ensure that trophy hunting does not negatively impact Namibia's biodiversity, particularly with the removal of prime genetic stocks such as the largest or strongest animal? In the ministry, or part of the ministry's mandate and responsibility is to ensure that wildlife offtakes are sustainable. The process of quota setting for communal conservancies and national parks therefore stems from the obligation and guarantees that consumptive utilization of wildlife remains sustainable. It is done in a sustainable manner. Both hunting for meat and hunting for trophies are guided. There are guidelines that govern, or which is already established, and that are guiding people when you issue quotas for both own use and also for trophy hunting. And this is done in a 3-year cycle. This approach was adopted to enable conservancies in national parks and farmers to attract, enter into contract with hunting operators in a manner that facilitates the smooth marketing of hunts. Question number 4. what mechanisms are in place to ensure that trophy hunting does not undermine Namibia's international images as a conservation destination, which could discourage broader tourism investment? You know, Namibia, we have a system that our people need to benefit from our natural resources as well. On those, the increasing pressure from the international ideological anti-hunting interest groups to ban trophy hunting poses a severe threat to the communal conservancy program that Namibia brought in place in order to benefit its community members. And to Namibia conservation efforts generally, such pressure is also conflicting with our philosophy of sustainable utilization of our resources. In fact, if I go to our last question, question number 5, could trophy hunting be making Namibia more vulnerable to international policy change such as importation hunting trophies into key markets? No. The answer to that one is no. As long as Namibia continues to oppose such pressure and maintain responsible utilization of our resources, I think there is no. Question number 6, in the ministry, considering transitioning towards tourism model that focus on wildlife watching, which may provide more sustainable income and employment opportunities. As I indicated earlier, trophy hunting contributes to conservation efforts by providing financial incentives to the community to the conservancies, where alternative forms of land use, such as agriculture or tourism, are less viable specifically. The financial support generated through hunting fees is often directed towards funding the anti-poaching patrols, habitat management, and community development programs. In addition to trophy hunting, help sustain wildlife based. And when we give quotas, we look at the number of wildlife that we have, and it's not done irresponsibly. There are guiding criteria on what number you could issue of each wildlife.
Thank you. Thank you. We now go to. No. It's because you are listening more to James than the answer. Thank you. We come to 125, Honorable Kalangula, to the Minister of Works and Transport. Do you put it, Honorable, put the question, Honorable Member?
I so put, Honorable Deputy Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable Minister of Works and Transport.
There's no mimic ministers. Honorable Deputy Speaker, Honorable Member, I appreciate the question. And no, not answer. I have the answer here. It's ready. Honorable Deputy Speaker, the aviation industry and the issue of Namibia Air at this stage is sensitive. It's sensitive, and I want to draw that. That in accordance with Article 63, F of the I will bring that report to Parliament at the appropriate time, and that will be then discussed part of the sensitivity of the industry and what we want to do. I will not be able to answer that moment now, and I will comply with Article 63, subsection sub-article 2F of the Constitution. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. I think the best way is just to say you defer the answer to an appropriate time.
Yeah, to report back, to report to Parliament.
Okay. Thank you. 126. I mean, he's just deferring the answer. Eh? 126. Does Honorable Lutesi put the question to the Honorable Minister of Finance?
Yes, Honorable Deputy Speaker, I do put on the question to the Minister of Finance. Thank you.
Minister of Finance.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, honorable members. I appreciate the questions by Honorable Utuhezi on the subject that really needs a proper explanation, and I'm going to go very, very slow by explaining the subject matter. More so that it is a subject that arose from one of the newspapers. Yeah, so it is very important that we respond to these issues. Now, question 1 is referring to the fact that it was alleged that NAMPOST missed 65 million Namibian dollars in cash-based grant funds that they were handling. First, I would want to inform this August House that that statement was misleading because it was in the newspaper. It was misleading, and they misled the country, the whole public, because NAMPOST is very clear in the way how they account for the money that they manage. This was a long time ago, right? Now, when beneficiaries do not come for a particular month to get their payments, that is put in an account, waiting for that beneficiary to come in one of the days, if that beneficiary is not a ghost. And there is a period of reconciling the information, the data, between the NAMPOST being the service provider of the time and the Ministry of Gender Equality of the time. Now, it so happened that at the end of the period of the contract between NAMPOST and the Ministry of Gender, there was this amount that people did not, the beneficiaries did not come to collect their money. And then Ministry of Gender and NAMPOST did the reconciliation, and that amount was 93 million, and it was paid into the State Revenue Fund. So it did not get missed, and it was not missing. It was a matter of waiting for the reconciliation to happen between NAMPOST and the Ministry of Gender, and once that amount was confirmed, 93 million Namibian dollars was then deposited in the State Revenue Fund. Sorry? My voice did what? Yeah, like, oh, it was deposited in the State Revenue Fund. Yeah, so it did not get lost. All right? So that is that one. Now, number 2, question 2. Question 2 is talking to why was NAMPOST allocated, awarded the tender to manage the social grants. That is October 2025. We wish to inform this August House that the ministry has chosen to adopt a public entity-to-entity procurement strategy for the appointment of NAMPOST as a state-owned enterprise with the capacity and capability to manage these grants. And this is done consistent with Section 32 of the Public Procurement Act. So there is no problem here. They are responsible now for managing this contract, and they are doing it, and they have started doing it since October 2025. Last question. NAMPOST, do they plan to deploy mobile teams to serve remote rural areas? May the minister indicate which specific plans do they have, measures that are put in place, and so forth and so forth. Response to the question 3 is to say that NAMPOST has implemented a comprehensive strategy aimed to enhance their accessibility for social grants for the recipients, particularly in remote areas. And they have also leveraged the fact that they have 136 branches across the nation to facilitate grant withdrawals and address service queries. So they have put all the measures in place. I know that in January, because everybody else wanted to get money, understandably so, there was a situation that happened because almost everyone flocked into the urban centers to get access to their payments, and that is what caused what had happened in January. But we could all see that February was quiet. Is it not so? But because us Namibians, we do not like to report on successes, no one said anything in February to applaud the good work of NAMPOST. I so submit.
Thank you. Honorable Ndesi.
Thank you, Minister, for that answer. But I have two follow-up questions. The first one, in fact, it was the beneficiaries that were complaining, and we still have complaints of beneficiaries who are owed back pay. They don't even know whether they should go to a PUPA, which is now no longer handling their funds, or they should go to NAMPOST. That is another one. And then the second one, I did not get my answer because I was asking, was there a binding process? How did they procure? Where was it advertised? How did it come to that? Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Minister.
Thank you. Can I be protected to answer, to provide responses to Honorable Dr. Heze? Yes, if they are beneficiaries who have not received their money, let them go to NAMPOST, or they can also just give us an indication who they are, where they are. The money is theirs. If they are genuinely beneficiaries to the social grants, let us just have their names, and then we'll reach out to them. That what you have said is critical, Honorable Lutheze, because as we are studying, and I was just looking at my data here, because NAMPOST keeps on updating me on when beneficiaries have not claimed their funds. We are standing now at 58 million. Now, we do not know whether these people are truly beneficiaries, and if it's so, how can you, since October, you have never come to? No, this is a serious question, because that is why NAMPOST, no, wait. This question is the opportunity for the public out there also to hear. That's why I applaud Honorable Tehezi. Give me a second. So, we are saying they should listen to when NAMPOST is calling them to come and, and claim their dues. Yeah, if they don't come, NAMPOST will not force themselves to them. Yes, please go and tell them. Now let me go to the... yeah, you see.
Okay, thank you. But I'm not a participant, but maybe just to understand, because when the minister started, you say there was an accumulation that went up to 93. I think it's imperative that with the crossover, we need to understand the previous contractor, what went. Clearly you can see there was overpayment or a lot of credit that was staying behind. And we meet maybe what happened there, maybe some kind of understanding, because the amount of 58 million from October as a credit tells you something. I don't know what it is, but at least clearly it's not like a 50,000, 100,000. And when you benchmark these monies, it's 1,400. So if you multiply it with 58, it tells you that you can't say all those people are alive. But I just thought it's imperative that maybe going forward, I don't know how, but that transition and the aspect of credit accumulation of that nature is becoming paramount. Okay, thank you. Oh, okay. Honorable members, apparently when we speak, when you take the floor, we must maybe just try to remove the earphones from the mic. Yeah. We are done there, my sister? No. No, there is discretion, once. Dangi. But that's why you see, because your question was so important, I also alluded from the answer that there is this aspect. Okay. 127. Does Honorable Gandorondu put the question? Does Honorable Gandorondu put the question?
Yes,
oh,
I do.
Sorry. Honorable Minister.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. I know that question 126 and question 127, they are the same. But for records, let me just also answer and appreciate Honorable Kandoro's question. Yeah. Why did we choose NAMPOST to be the service provider in this case? Response is that we have chosen to adopt a public entity procurement strategy for the appointment of NAMPOST, being a state-owned enterprise with capacity and capability to oversee the administration of cash grant distributions. And like I have already said, this is done in, consistent with Section 34 of the Public Procurement Act. Right? So NAMPOST will be responsible for managing all facets of the contract, ensuring that cash grants are distributed effectively to the beneficiaries. There was a question on can the minister call for a full investigation by ACC into NAMPOST's current handling of unclaimed grant funds, the decision made, and measures to ensure future compliance and accountability. Honorable Speaker, I'm not sure if the Ministry of Finance has that mandate or, yes, to initiate a comprehensive investigation by ACC to do that. But if that can be done, it can also be done. But the good thing is that, like I have already indicated, there was no money that got lost. The money now is it was deposited in the State Revenue Fund. And I have explained how it accumulated. It is because of unclaimed. The beneficiaries did not claim their funds. The decision-making process behind the award and measures to ensure future compliance and accountability. This is now talking to, again, why did we award the tender to NAMPOST? And apparently it was not, there was no transparency, there was no compliance to the Act, and so forth and so forth. We are reiterating the point that in terms of that Section 34 of the Public Procurement Act, public entity to public entity awards or contractual arrangement is allowed, and therefore there is no issue of non-compliance there. Right? Number 4, consider convening a parliamentary committee hearing e.g. Public Accounts and Finance to hear stakeholders, including Central Procurement Board, the Ministry of Gender, the Ministry of Finance, and affected bidders. My response to that last question, second last, is that I want to make it clear that I'm not sure whether the rules allows me to convene that parliamentary committee. And since I'm speaking to the converted house, maybe we can find another responsible person who can do that. Question 5, please convince the public why they should trust the entity that has misappropriated public funds. Again, the member is referring to NAMPOST having lost the money, and I have now said it 7 times that the money is not lost. The money was returned, like we used to say returned. It was redeposited in the state finance, state revenue fund. I believe we are now happy with my explanations, and I so submit.
Thank you. Follow-up question? Thank you very much. 128, Honorable Mvula to the Minister of Industries, Mines and Energy.
Yes, I pose the question.
Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Speaker. On the first question, why is the green hydrogen project being advanced without a dedicated legislation framework? I want to answer that while it is true that Parliament has not yet enacted a standalone Hydrogen Act, the sector is, however, not unregulated. It is governed by a comprehensive body of existing legislation that applies to all industrial activities in the Republic, meaning that all hydrogen-related activities are subjected to the Environmental Management Act, the Electricity Act, the Water Resource Management Act. Also, the Labor Act is in, the Income Tax Act, among others. So, and in addition, the Constitution itself. So, for instance, the environmental authorizations, water obstruction permits, generational licenses for electricity, land use approvals, and so on, all regulations and laws that we use, especially in the upcoming markets. And furthermore, all project developers are contractually bound through their feasibility and implementation agreements to comply strictly with all applicable Namibian laws and licensing conditions, because we license them, and in that license there are conditions attached to how they should operate. And these conditions are also within our legal frameworks. The second question is, why is Namibia prioritizing European energy transition goals over the urgent development needs of our own people? The green hydrogen program is anchored squarely within Vision 2030 and the 6th National Development Plan. The objective is clear: to transition Namibia from a primary commodity exporter into a diversified industrialized economy driven by value addition and knowledge-intensive industries. And Namibia is not developing a raw hydrogen export model. The strategy is explicitly focused on value-added derivatives such as green ammonia, green methanol, sustainable aviation fuels, green fertilizers, and green direct reduced iron for steel manufacturing. And the next question is, what guarantees exit to protect the rights of Namibian communities whose land, water, and livelihoods are implicated? And the answer to this one is that all hydrogen projects are subject to environmental and social impact assessment conducted in accordance with the Environmental Management Act. And these processes require structured public consultation and disclosure. And the fourth question is, how does the government justify the large-scale allocation of land and water resources for the benefit of those involved in the hydrogen? Industrial development requires land and water resources. And this is true for mining, agriculture, tourism, renewable energy, and now the hydrogen. So, but of course, land allocation and water usage are not done arbitrarily. They are governed by existing statutory processes, and final land requirements are determined only after feasibility studies. And water abstraction and desalination operations are regulated under water legislation. And moving to the last one, why are the contracts, financing agreements, and partnership deals around green hydrogen hidden from the people of Namibia? I should say, let me state that government does not operate in secrecy, nor national resources being handed to a selected few. Yes, we must perhaps distinguish between transparency and the protection of commercially sensitive information. So large-scale industrial projects are necessarily involving confidential commercial terms, proprietary technologies, and competitive financing structures. And premature or indiscriminate disclosure of such details can sometimes undermine the state's negotiating position and prejudice national interest. And all agreements entered into by government are subject to Namibian law and constitutional scrutiny. For the purpose of time, Honorable Deputy Speaker, I believe I'm done.
Thank you. Honorable Kandrodu. No, oh, sorry. Honorable Ingula, sorry.
Yes. Okay, no, thank you, Honorable Minister of Industry, Mines and Energy. Well, it would be great if the Honorable Minister can, as a matter of record also, refer us to some of the compliance reports that have been produced this far, as well as then, obviously I know and I'm aware that, for example, the Devil's Claw, to harvest that and any other indigenous plant, have specific legislation under the Ministry of Environment. The oil does, the diamond does, has a specific legislation. Now, referring to green hydrogen provided for under the various legislation of government, those are standard statutory legislations that the Honorable Minister has referred to. Green hydrogen never existed before the Vision 2030 was compiled. So can we be a bit more specific? Thank you.
Can be a milestone.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Speaker and Honorable Member. Thank you for the follow-up question. Just like I said, that and recognized that there is no specific act for green hydrogen enacted by this August House. That's the reason why we are using the other laws to govern the operations of what we are doing now. Because in any new industrial activity, you start with what you have while you are looking for probably an opportunity. When it's necessitated by the activities and the environment associated with what you are doing. But for now, like I said, no, we don't have a specific law for green hydrogen. Yes.
Okay, thank you. We now dispose of that one. 129, Honorable Aikub. put the question to the Minister of Works and Transport. Anyone on behalf of Honorable Ngaiku?
Deputy Speaker, I pose the question.
Thank you, Honorable Minister of Works and Transport. Question 129.
Thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Speaker. The question says each person transporting for reward is required to have a road carrier permit issued by the Ministry of Works and Transport and issues of e-hailing. Because of time, Honorable Deputy Speaker, permit me to go directly to the answers. And it as follows, that the Ministry of Works and Transport officials undertook visits to Yango office in Windhoek, cognizant that Yango is an international company and it is an operating platform in Namibia, to verify if the operators on Yango comply with Namibian laws. However, there was no registry at Yango for comprehensive inspection except for pieces of information that were provided as hard copies. The team further faced a challenge in ascertaining and authenticating the purported 1,500 blocked drivers from the platform. The next, through the Office of the Attorney General, we are engaging to hold the in-hailing companies accountable for permitting illegal operators on the platforms. We must make it clear we are not against e-hailing service providers companies. However, we shall not ignore when our laws passed by this very august House are being ignored, not respected, and not adhered to. And on that, we shall not compromise. The ministry's officials have not accessed any Yango platform system, apart from only provided with hard copies as indicated, containing the information of so-called deregistered operators, which we could not verify ourselves, neither themselves could they verify. With this evidence-based information, that indeed such operators are removed. Honorable Speaker, Deputy Speaker, in context, the Minister of Works and Transport is engaged to finalize through the process the Public Passenger Transport Bill, which is a forward-looking legislation that will cover all these aspects and modernize the public transport industry in this legislative process. That is the answer, Honorable Deputy Speaker, but I must really inform the House that last week, my office had received the owners of Yango, both for SADC and Africa. And I think that was the fourth or the fifth time they came to my office. I was very upset by their conduct, I must tell you. Yes, their conduct. And I took them outside, all of them. I think there were 4 or 5 of them. I took them outside the parking, and and it's an answer you have to understand. And
The minister is responding.
on the response. Okay. Are you done with the response, Minister? Honorable Eames. Okay, let him finish, then you can come, so that
Yeah. Honorable Deputy Speaker, I was informing this August House, the House of Accountability, that last week I've engaged, they came and I engaged them, and in view of what is happening, the illegalities being permitted on this platform, we went outside with them and my team, and we lock on the, yes, because we have your cell phone, we lock on their app in their presence. It's a Kwambi man. So we call them and we lock on that system, the platform. We 10 of all of them, 10. We call on 10 of them in their presence. All of them who came there, they were illegally operating in their presence. Illegal operators. And we inform them exactly that what you are allowing in your platforms cannot be permitted. So we just want to inform you that we are taking everything, measures at our disposal, but within the ambit of the enabling legislations, and we are saying we are involving the Attorney General, what legal route can we take, as well as the Ministry of ICT being the enabler of this platform to operate in Namibia. Thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Speaker. Okay.
Honorable Eames.
Honorable Speaker, that's why I was advising that Honorable Minister can hold on to that information. Because now, the way he presented this brand to us here, to the public, is just something else. Because the question was different. It was not about, because which law do we have in place that regulate on who is illegal and who is legal on their business? There is no law. So I think that information was not necessary, but you allowed him to continue.
Okay, yeah, I think maybe by and large, I thought, even the Minister of Finance, I intruded, you see, I intruded because it was a matter of interest. I also thought that when the Minister said he met people, it's something of interest of the House. So, and then that's why I allowed the Minister, because even the starting of saying, I meet, we went down, I thought there was a physical alternation. Because that's what I came. I was not happy with the conduct, and then we went down. So that is what I wanted now to, that got my interest. And on that basis, I allowed, not really, and I can only, after the decision, substantiate or at least get the gist, and therefore, but as I said, there are those errors of somehow judgment, but you can't preempt, and therefore that's why, as I said, now, why you see I'm juggling also, I don't want to do disservices to Honorable Swart for his question, because there's just 1 minute, and then when we come for the next round, we can maybe start at 1:30. So, therefore, you want to reply? But Honorable Minister, the platform was to respond to a question, isn't it? And you took a matter of interest. Are you in line there to go beyond? I'm asking in terms of the rules. But in terms of the rules, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Honorable.
Let me just hear him. I'll rule him. Thank you, ma'am. Just wait. No, the member has a right.
You have no right to.
No.
Member has a right in the absence of.
You see, just what happened, what we agreed is the member posting the question has got a right of a follower.
Yes.
Now, in the absence of that, we concluded. But Honorable Eames, if you remember, interjected the member. Then we said, let the member finish, and then I can hear him out on the point. I think you said point of procedure. But Honorable Minister, can we dispose now so that we can?
Honorable Honorable Deputy Speaker, with the most sincerity to this August House. I am responding to the issue of e-hailing service providers insofar as they are enabling the provision of the service in the Namibian public passenger industry. And what I am informing this House, I am exactly informing this House in context of the platforms of in-hailing. We are not dealing beyond that. The answer I was giving is exactly on that, and we are informing the public through the question that we are engaged on the matter, and there's a difference between a platform and the operator. We do not regulate the operator and the platform, we regulate the operators. Therefore, the issue is the operators are operating illegal. They do not have the required documents as enabled in the piece of legislation passed here. Now, which platform is enabling this illegal is the in-hailing business platforms. So that is the context one must appreciate.
Okay. I think we need a ministerial statement just to elucidate and understand better. But on that note, since we have passed the time, I adjourn the House on automatic adjournment.